Hello, my friends. Tonight, guys, we're going to do a little something different. Hey, Cody, how you doing? Come in.
Not a lot.
So, guys, as you can see, we have a campfire lit here. Cody, you can pull you up a chair some if you can find one.
Maybe.
So, tonight, guys, my friends, we're going to tell some scary stories. These are your basic scary stories, your legends, the hood, things of that nature. So, right now, we're not going to see my face and look at the fire for right now. What's up, Peter? Awesome, bro. What is up, True Allegiance? So, guys, by the fire, you can see my nephew there. Tonight, we're going to tell some old school scary stories to you guys by some campfire. Now, I'm going to wait till a few more people come in and we'll start. This is the fire ring that I purchased. If you can see, it has stars, it has moons in it. Um, the metal could have been a lot thicker, but you know. Casper, what's up, my bro?
Warm.
Very warm. If you look through the fire, you can see a creepy gnome.
The Gnome of Doom.
So, the first story, when I do begin, is going to be the old story, Bloody Mary. It's going to be Bloody Mary. I see you made it after your wreck. Yes, I definitely made it, Mr. Zombie. My mom she wasn't happy at first. She watched it afterwards. She cracked up. I cracked up. She had tears in her eyes. That was freaking funny. Now, I'm not going to do that anymore because, see, I fell off that ramp 2 times before on accident. Okay, accident. This time I fell off with a helmet on, and my head went kaboom, bounced right off the ground. So,
Didn't happen.
so don't worry about me doing that, no more. But it was worth it because we got some good laughs. Yeah, I'm out there a little bit, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna definitely show you. Well, it's your allegiance. Before this video, you'll see a video, and it's called wheelchair falling stunt, falling off ramp stunt. I purposely I put a helmet on. I had a pillow by my side.
It's not to break a web. That would suck.
Where, thank you, brother. Yeah, on my side where my handle is to my wheelchair, so I wouldn't break a rib or something. I fell off this ramp 2 times before. Never even come close to hitting my head. This time, I'm glad I had the helmet on because my head bounced off the ground like a freaking basketball. So, but thank you guys. It's no problem, no big deal. Won't be doing it no more. So, okay, guys. Without further ado, we are going to get into telling the first story. And this story is, which you've all heard of, is Bloody Mary. So here we go. Let me see. Wait, somebody says something. He said, "Oh my effing God, Tony." I am a little bit of a crazy ass. That I am. That I am, True
You
Allegiance.
think?
Oh my.
It ain't that hard to do.
Yep. So anyway, here we go. Bloody Mary, guys. Here we go. She lived deep in the forest in a tiny cottage and sold herbal remedies for a living. Folks living in the town nearby called her Bloody Mary and said she was a witch. None dared cross the old crone for fear that their cows would go dry, their food stores rot away before winter, their children would get sick, or any number of terrible things that an angry witch could do to her neighbors. Then the little girls in the village began to disappear. One by one, no one could find out where they had gone. Grief stricken families searched the woods, the local buildings, and all the houses and barns, but there was no sign of the missing girls. A few brave souls even went to Bloody Mary's home in the woods to see if the witch had taken the girls. But she had denied any knowledge of the disappearances of the girls. Still, it was noted that her haggard appearance had changed. She looked younger, more attractive. The neighbors were suspicious, but they could find no proof that the witch had taken their young girls. Then came the night when the daughter of the miller rose from her bed and walked outside, following an enchanted sound that no one else could hear. The miller's wife had a toothache and was sitting up in the kitchen treating the ache with an herbal remedy when her daughter left the house. She screamed for her husband and followed the girl out of the door. The miller came running in his nightshirt. Together they tried to restrain the girl, but she kept breaking away from them and heading out of town. The desperate cries of the miller and his wife woke the neighbors. They came to assist the frantic couple. Suddenly, a sharp-eyed farmer gave a shout and pointed towards a strange light in the edge of the forest. A few townsmen followed him out into the field and saw Bloody Mary herself standing beside a large oak tree, holding a magic wand that was pointed towards the miller's house. She was glowing with an unearthly light as she set her evil spell upon the miller's daughter. The townsmen grabbed their guns and their pitchforks and they ran towards the witch. When she heard the commotion, Bloody Mary broke off her spell and fled into the forest. The far-sighted farmer had loaded his gun with silver bullets in case the witch ever came after his daughter. Now he took aim and shot at her. The bullet hit Bloody Mary in the hip, and she fell to the ground. The angry townsmen leapt upon her and carried her back to the field, where they built a huge bonfire, and they burned her at the stake. As she burned, Bloody Mary screamed a curse at all the villagers. If anyone mentioned her name ever aloud in a mirror, she would send her evil spirit in revenge of her death upon them. When she was dead, the villagers went to the house in the wood and found the unmarked graves of the little girls the evil witch had murdered. She had used their blood to gain her youthful look from being the old haggard witch that she was. From that day to this day, anyone foolish enough to chant Bloody Mary's name 3 times before a darkened mirror will summon the vengeful spirit of the witch. It is said that she will tear their bodies to pieces and rip their souls from their mutilated bodies. The souls of these unfortunate ones will burn in torment, as Bloody Mary once burned herself, and they will be trapped forever in the mirror. So, you just watched it? You just watched the video, Casper? I know, right? It's crazy, wasn't it? What's up, Susan? Spooky. Ooh. Yep, I'm a crazy ass. I am. So, guys, that was the Bloody Mary story. We've all heard this, guys, when we were kids or whenever. I have some more stories. I have a couple more stories we're going to read. Give me 1 second. Cody's putting wood on the fire. Keep it going.
Woo!
Huh. That's probably what it looked like when the witch was burned, wasn't it?
Maybe.
Okay, Cody, that's enough. Be careful, man. Don't hurt yourself.
I'm gonna go find my cowboy hat.
Okay. Let me.
Ah, yeah, pig.
1 second, guys. I am filming this on my Samsung Galaxy, and I am going to read you another story. Okay, here we go, guys. This one is called The Hook Handed Killer. Let me look at your. My head was fine, Susan, because I had that helmet on. Thanks for asking. Okay, here we go, guys. This story is called The Hook Handed Killer. This is a classic story that's went down from generation to generation. And let's begin. Last summer, a girl who lives near here was getting ready to go out for the evening when she heard a strange report on the radio. The reporter said that a maniac mass murderer had escaped from a nearby prison. They said, "Watch out." For a man with a hook for a hand, he was known to be crazy and really dangerous. And the police asked for everyone's help in reporting anything out of the ordinary. The girl thought it was strange, but wasn't too worried about it. She was too excited about the evening before her. Her boyfriend was coming to get her so that they could go out to a movie. A few minutes later, he pulled up in his car, and she bounded out the front door to meet him to start their evening of fun. On the way to the movie theater, as they drove down the dark, twisting road, they heard a thump on the passenger side of the car and then a rattle near the front tire. The girl and her boyfriend, well, they were startled to say the least. "I don't think that I hit anything," he said. "I wonder what that noise could have been." The boyfriend was worried that something was wrong with the car. He wanted to pull over to check things out, but the girl was scared and she said, "No, don't pull over. We will be late for the movie." She tried to talk him out of stopping. They started to argue as he parked on the side of the road. She begged him to just keep driving as they sat there, him explaining that he'd only be a minute. That's how it goes, isn't it? They heard another thump on the side of the car. He said, "That's strange. We're not even moving." The girl began to feel nervous now, scared even. She asked again if they could just go to the movie. Not as much she was scared of the strange noises on the dark, deserted road as anything else. Her boyfriend again said he'd be just a minute. And just as he started to get out of the car, they heard another thump and a long screeching sound, like scraping metal. The girl and her boyfriend looked at each other, and without another word, he put the car in drive and stomped on the gas. They made the rest of the drive to the movie theater in record time, while all the while sitting silently, waiting, not speaking to one another. When they got to the theater, the girl had started to feel a bit foolish for getting spooked over some silly noises that she had heard. "I'm so sorry," she said to her boyfriend. "I don't know." Buddy, I need your help, man. Come here.
Okay. Coming.
Get that. Don't punch the button. Let me see it. Let me see. Let me see the phone. Let
Hi.
me see the phone. No,
Sorry, guys.
no, you. Thank you, buddy, for helping. Guys, I'm sorry about that. We had some difficulties, so hold on just a second. Yeah, dude, maybe it was a ghost, right? That's kind of creepy how the phone flies off the thing, isn't it?
We're talking about. Okay.
Anyway, thank you, Cody, for helping.
You're welcome.
And guys, I got to tell you earlier. Now, it's good to have a really strong nephew because it was a mess earlier, and this young man helped me off the ground, and I got back in my chair. So here we go, and as you can tell,
I feel like a Willy.
he's wearing his awesome cowboy hat. You know, it's kind of hard to see right now.
I feel so cheap. I've got a black cowboy hat on and just seeing
Mhm.
shyly.
Guys, I apologize for that. Let's get back to the story. I'm going to go back a little bit. That way, I know I covered everything. Let me see here. The girl and her boyfriend looked at each other, and without another word, he put the car in drive and hit the gas. They made it the rest of the way to the drive and movie theater, and record time silently sitting waiting. When they got to the theater, the girl had started to feel a bit foolish for getting spooked over some silly noises. She said, "I'm sorry." That's what she said to her boyfriend. She said, "I don't know what I was upset about." He forgave her, and they got out of the car laughing at their silly little fight until the girl closed her car door. One look, and she was frozen, terrified with fear, as she saw the long scrape on the passenger side of the car, leading to a metal hook hand still lodged in the handle on the car door. The girl ran straight inside and called the police, but after weeks of of combing the woods, they never found the hook hand killer. They say he still wanders around these parts, and people have even seen a man with a hook stalking through the woods late at night. So yeah, guys, that was a little creepy. We're sitting there telling some horror stories, and this one is called The Hook. That one was called The Hook, Peter. It did it again. Will you cut this stupid phone?
Let me put it on. Maybe it'll stay.
No, but it's not nothing to do with that. It's
Right.
the thing. It's
Hi.
not. Okay, I tell you what. Just hand the phone to me. We're gonna have to. Let's see. Put it in here. Okay. Um. Give me a sec, guys.
Hello.
This really is not going as I planned it to go.
It
Not.
never will. But the
Okay. Let me turn this around, guys. I apologize for the phone doing this. I bought one of those things that squeezes your phone. It sets, it screws onto your tripod. I got the cheapest one at the time because that's all I could afford. But here, pretty quick, I'm gonna buy a really good one, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, and I hope at least you had a little fun. Maybe it brought back some memories for you as a kid, seeing the campfire and everything. Of course, I got my partner right here. Um, you liked it? All right, all right. Mr. Synth, hello to you. We were sitting here trying to tell some stories. And what's crazy, the first story was fine. The second story, the phone popped off once. I got ready to tell, yeah, twice. I got ready to tell another story, and it went off again.
Yep.
Okay, so the problem is I've got one of those phone holders, right? They go in your tripod. It was the cheapest one I could buy at the time. I couldn't afford anymore, so I'm going to get a better one. But I hope you guys had fun and you enjoyed this. If you now, I want to tell you guys, if you didn't see the video from earlier, you need to watch it. You'll laugh your butt off. Hold on. Put. It really it's just messed up. Well, guys, I love you guys. I want to thank you guys for coming. And Cody, you want to say bye?
Bye.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Let me see
Or
what
night,
else.
I should say.
It was.
night for
Let's
us.
see. It was late. Dang, it was helping my dad with something. Well, brother, definitely rewatch it. We had some fun. We told a couple scary stories. You know, you've heard it passed down generation to generation. Put the hair tie on the button and loop it. Yeah, I might have to do that in the next time. Thank you for that. All right, peace out, guys. I love y'all. Thank you so much for coming in, guys. And remember, watch the video from earlier. It's freaking hilarious. And I'm okay. I had a helmet on. Let's just say me and my wheelchair took a little fall.
Because
And
you're
it
insane.
Yeah, and it was on purpose too. I'd fell 2 times off my ramp back here before, right? Didn't get hurt, knocked the breath out of me. This time, I had a helmet on, and my head literally went bling. Probably you can't see my head hitting the ground, but it definitely did. Didn't feel very good, but so check that out. You gonna rewatch? All right. Peace out, guys. Love y'all.
So,